Hey everyone, this is Dave from bar band Bamboozle. And tonight I find myself in Toronto. I'm staying in a hotel right across from Nathan Phillips Square. And no, this isn't a background for Teams or Zoom. I'm actually right in downtown Toronto. And I thought I would talk a little bit about live music in Toronto. Like any big city, Toronto is renowned for live music. And yesterday, I was with some of my work colleagues and had a chance to go to the iconic Horseshoe Tavern. Many major big bands that are well known today started the circuit, the small bar and, medium-sized venue circuit that included places like the Horseshoe Tavern in Toronto. It's been around for decades. I had never been in it before. And of course, it does have a bit of that seedy bar feeling when you come in. It's not like super beautiful. And let's face it, these bars typically don't have big budgets to do all kinds of renovations. So things are dark, things are a little murky. And we were there earlier, around happy hour, and there were people there enjoying a drink. And I was amazed at the diversity of people there. There was like young professionals who were, coming off work and talking. They were kind of barflies, just a lot of different ages, young people in their 20s and 30s, and older guys like me in their 50s, and some people into their 60s. I did sneak a look in the back where there was a curtain and it said, "Don't go behind here," but it wasn't really shut off. And I was able to see the live music, the stage area. And to have that opportunity to play in Toronto is really interesting and exciting. I think for any band that's trying to make a name for itself, much less the bar bands that I've been in. Ironically, I find myself here in Toronto for the third time since the new year, which is super atypical for me. The first time that I was in Toronto, I was actually doing a sub gig for an 80s tribute band called Back to the 80s. And we played at a venue called the Ballroom Bowl. Yeah, the Ballroom Bowl. Anyway, this is quite a sizable venue. It's on John Street, close to Queen Street, which is right in the heart of the city. And we had a Saturday evening gig, and it's amazing how busy downtown Toronto traffic is, even on a Saturday night after everyone's home from work. The city just never sleeps, really. So we had an interesting time trying to find a little nook where we could pull in, and then we had to load our equipment into a classic freight elevator with the big metal screen that came down like this, and you had to clunk with this handle and press a button and row, 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 row. So we made it up with a couple of trips. And the downstairs of the Ballroom Bowl is, in fact, a bowling alley. And it's pretty popular among university and college students. In Toronto, you've got the University of Toronto, you got York University, you got Sheridan College, George Brown College. Sorry, not Sheridan, that's over in Oakville. Humber, a lot of students in the downtown core. And there were a lot of young folks hanging out bowling, and pretty cool. But upstairs was like a lounge area, pretty big stage. We had a sound guy, and we ended up playing to maybe, between 30 and 50 people. It wasn't super busy, but it was still a fun gig. And that is the only time I've ever played in a bar gig in Toronto. And here I am, in my late 50s, and that was the first chance that happened. Most of the gigs I've played have been in the Niagara region, Niagara Falls, St. Catharines, a little bit in Welland. I've done a few gigs in Hamilton, probably, 5 or 6, 7 there, but Toronto only once. And I don't know what it is, just walking down Queen Street, we were looking for a place to eat, and we came across a place that kind of looked promising, and we were on the main floor. No, there was no room, but we could hear music playing upstairs. It sounded like live music, so we worked our way upstairs, and there was a really great blues trio with a female lead singer, really great vocalist. So there's like drums, guitar, and bass, and it was a little bit on the loud side, and there wasn't a lot of seating, so we stayed and kind of listened for a little bit, but then we didn't stay for dinner. We ended up finding another place. This is the whole big city vibe when it comes to live music. Toronto is also known for the Gasworks, which has a, pretty hard rock, heavy metal scene, and that's been going at least since the 1980s. I remember popping in there when I was visiting Toronto when I was in my youth. And as you know, every big city has some special place that up and coming bands, live bands, bands that are original, and of course, lots of cover bands and tribute bands will end up playing as well. If you get a chance, go out to see a bar band someday. Remember, it's really an affordable way to see some really great music. There are some amazing musicians in bar bands, and you're going to get a greater concentration of those musicians in the big cities. And think about it. For the cost of a couple of drinks and maybe some sweet potato fries or a burger or something, you can see 3 hours of really great live music. You can see people working their craft and doing their best to make a few $100 here and there. But yeah, it's really cool to be in Toronto, to have a chance to get that big city vibe. I've spent most of my time in pretty small towns, and I don't get to the big city very often, but you can definitely feel the buzz. You can definitely feel the hum of the city. And if I had more time, I'd go out and look for more live music. Anyway, whether you're playing live music or going out to see it, remember bar bands are a big part of what makes it happen. And a lot of people are working hard to make things enjoyable and to provide entertainment for you. Great talking to you. Would love it if you left a comment and shared some live music experiences. Would also appreciate it if you subscribe to this channel. Take care, and that's it from me, Dave from Bar Band Bamboozle. Have a great one.